Hello everyone, this is Joseph1WH. I will continue my walkthrough of Avowed. This is episode 7. We just came from visiting the Watcher, came back to the city, and we have a meeting with Ambassador. So I'm going to go in. Alright, the Ambassador, we are just outside the Ambassador's house, so we are going
You!
in.
You died! But you're here!
Well, as you can
Gods,
see,
am I glad to see you! Still can't believe you're alive.
Cartographer Guilds Volume 1. Long has the renowned Cartographers Guild served the emperors and queens of Edir. It is we who are responsible for the creation and disruption of many maps throughout the distribution of the maps throughout the empire, whether to direct travelers throughout the expanse that is Edir, guide ship's captains on the voyage throughout Eora, or simply adorn the walls of an aristocrat's home. One can rest assured that Cartographers Guild is behind the creation of every one of these works of art. For over 2 centuries since the Noble Expedition Corps discovered the Eastern Reach, we have worked and labored to keep all of the Empire and her colonies supplied with accurate, high-quality maps. God willing, we will continue to do so for centuries yet to come. Ah, there are many books here. Okay, Edir Customs. Edir is a country rich with customs, and they are known for their strict adherence to them. The customs run the gamut from grand celebrations like the Feast of Feasts to mundane superstitions such as ways to avoid Sweth addition. This volume will focus primarily on bigger celebrations, as no one knows how to throw extravagant party quite like Aderian. The Feast of Feast. I'm not gonna read that. Sweet Treat. Carnival the Mask. Winter's End. No, thank you. Contrary letter. Ambassador Helgard, I have maintained order in Paradis for many years. I know this city. When there is a good leader and fair policy, there is peace. But you have allowed the Stilgarrod to terrorize my people, to sow distrust and fear. I suggest you tighten your Inquisitor's leash, or the embassy may not carry your banners for long. Claviger, Amond. Well, you can't do much now, Claviger, you're dead. Dear Empire Part 1. In approximately 2200 AI, a group of tribes called the People of the Year unify into the new civilization called the Edir Kingdom. The tribes, small and widespread over the land, need would be better for their continued existence to unify. The leaders of each tribe became advisors to the king, chosen by the group. Each advisor would still be lord over his people, but each lord would answer to the Faekonig, first king. Decision was exactly what was needed, and the Adirian kingdom thrived, spreading across the land and establishing strong trade routes. The Adirians became known as fair but shrewd businessmen. While the country thrived, internally there was little strife. There were still the occasional skirmishes within the neighboring 11th Kingdom of Kulkin. Not long after the kingdom was formed, the Adirian people began studying animancy. Still largely unknown at that time, animancy was an exciting, terrifying new realm in which Aedean scholars saw great potential. This potential came to bear fruit in 2260 AI, when a group of animancers working together transferred the souls of a recently departed man into another body, creating the first of what would be later come to be known as the undead. The reaction to the discovery was swift and decisive. Both the king of Adair and the Church of Boudica condemned this event, and the study of practices animancy was outlawed. It would never again be practiced openly on Adarian soil. Conflicts with Colkin continued, escalating in a minor war in 2398 AI. Afterwards, a treaty was signed, and the Kingdom of Adair merged with Colkin to form the Adarian Empire. Adair Empire. With the political and the military strife now settled, the Adair Empire would become an economic powerhouse, able to acquire and generate resources that were difficult to obtain in other parts of the world. The empire's trade routes became some of the most lucrative in the world. Hmm. Part 2: Adair Empire expanding borders. In 2602 AI, Adarian explorers returned from over the ocean, telling tales of the ruins and treasures there and of expansive fields that were perfect for growing warlords. The explorer warned with fair cunning that the locals were not friendly to outsiders, but the fair cunning, seeing this as an opportunity to extend his empire and secure trade on another continent, sent more explorers. Over the next 20 years, the area that would become Darewood was investigated, mapped, and colonized. In 2623, the first permanent Adarian colonial settlement were established. Vola's fields were set up north of the forest in the Darewoods, but between the conflicts with the Glanfatans and the War of the Broken Stone it floundered. It wasn't until 2643 that the opportunity presented itself again. Some Eotians, pilgrims, wanting to escape prosecution, established colonies of Vola's farming operations in the territory of Red Ceres. With Grand Vilia on the verge of collapse, the Fair King wanted to ensure his hold on the purple dye trade would be established. He encouraged the settlement and even paid to have the pilgrims set up in the New World. Because of the Fair King was still trying to secure his name in the purple dye trade, he was unable to properly respond to Admet Hadrit when he issued his ultimatum. To avoid a rebellion and leave himself time to oversee the Vola's farms, in Redcris the Foikenig relented and made Admeth a Gref Palatine. In return for this concession, Admeth spent time and resources on Darewood's trade and shipping routes, benefiting the Foikenig with increased income. For 7 years, the Darewood provided Erde with a steady income, leaving the Foikenig time to ensure his trade system in Redcris was strong. With the Foikenig's attention elsewhere, Admeth instituted 10-year treaties, ending slavery in Darewood and permanently removing one of the revenue sources provided the Darewoodan explorers, the artifacts from the ruins scattered throughout the Darewood. At this point, the Foikenig word meant almost nothing to the citizens of Darewood. Admeth had replaced him as the true leader. In order to undermine Admeth's standing, the Foikenig found allies willing to explore the ruins against the treaty conditions and plundered them. Soon, Adair again had the supply of artifacts to sell. When his agents were eventually caught, the Foikenig distanced himself from the operation, certain there was no way to link him to the proceedings. But the Gref, using means provided to him by his Glanfatan allies, discovered the evidence needed to prove the Foikenig was behind the plunderers. The conflict that arose from this revelation led to Admet declaring independence for the Darewood in 2668 AI. After a bloody 4-year-long war that resulted in the death of Amadith, the Foikenig relented. Trying to keep control of the Darewood had become too costly. He signed treaties with the new Duck of the Dawood and returned his attention to Red Chris, redoubling efforts on the Vorla Strait, which is still running today. Still Garrot reports. We found this book on a public bench. After careful study, our scribe confirmed the handwriting matches the signature found on the scrolls of Tian's chaotic orb. Be advised that Tian is in the Living Lands as a member of the Circle of Archmagi. He was licensed to go where he pleases. We will observe him at the distance, but no one is to engage him. Tian is either a harmless fool or one of the most dangerous people alive. We simply can't take that chance. Tian's diary. Here I am in the Living Lands. This island might not be the safest vacation spot, but is certainly the most colorful. Also the most flavorful, according to these mushrooms. And mushrooms seldom lie. Before I forget, I promised Bekana I'd bring back a souvenir. There's a rumor of a fallen star in Emerald Stair. Could be a nice addition to her collection. A message is scribbled on the inside cover. If found, please return to Tian the Archmage, author of the Tian Chaotic Orb. Huh. Figs? Oh god, I don't know how to read it.
Envoy, hello. I'm glad to see you on your feet. Kai.
Tyeg.
I'm surprised they let you in here.
I'm surprised you're still gainfully employed.
Do you have a problem? Do you know each other? What is going between you? Keep it to yourselves. I'm supposed to be putting my foot down, so...
I didn't mean anything by it, Envoy. He's just curious company for you to keep.
Hey, somebody has to have the envoys back, because you all sure didn't.
No one expected the Envoy to get assassinated.
Exactly. Amateurs.
I like Kai. I think there is more to the story here. Who's going between you two? Keep it to yourselves. No,
Well,
I want to know.
Kai?
Come on, it's funny. Tyeg caused a ruckus last time he was slumming it at the Bala Rock. You were trying to kill a man, if I remember right. I had to put you outside.
You threw me into the canal.
You lived.
That water's filthy. I had the runs for 3 days.
Gods, Tyeg. The envoy doesn't need to know that.
Did you really try?
The fellow
Tyeg.
cheated me. I couldn't let that slide. Or he'd think we were all marks.
It was over a dice game, right? Tyeg here has a gambling problem.
Great. Let's air all my troubles. Is there anything else?
The bartender sleeping with your girlfriend.
You're lying.
You sure about that?
We'll talk about this later.
I'm not breaking up with her for you. Just so we're clear.
That's more than enough. Thank you. Was there anything I could help you with, Envoy?
Come on, Tyeg. You're not going to stand up to Kai? I was hoping my answer for question. I should go. Okay, let's do this.
The 7-foot-tall Almawa with biceps the size of my head? No, I am not.
Flatterer. You know I'm barely over 6.5.
How about you answer? Yeah, let's ask him.
Naturally, sir. How can I help you?
I'd like to understand Paradis better. Let's start with that.
What would you like to know?
When was the city founded?
If you're looking for a particular year, the first thing you should know about Paradis is that this isn't the kind of place where the locals keep records. And though it might be considered a distant backwater by the rest of the world, this city is the height of civilization by the standards of the Living Lands. As for who calls this place home, I suspect you could find a criminal, confidence man, or prophet from every civilization in the world here.
Hey, come on. You're gonna give the Envoy the wrong idea. We've got draft dodgers, courtesans, and revolutionaries, too. You know, all the fun people.
In any event, as far as I can tell, Paradis has been this way since its inception. Thus the eclectic display of architectural styles. If nothing else, this city is a reflection of the countless people who have passed through it on their way to the interior.
What are their intention, Paradis?
Depends on who you ask. Ambassador Heelgard will tell you that our remit here is to establish a secure and orderly environment from which to engage in trade. Inquisitor Liudwin will tell you we're here to break the frontier.
So, which is it?
Why not both?
I'm not hearing anything about the Dream Scourge. Okay, let's go with that.
That's where you come in. Whether you find your desires aligning with the ambassadors or the inquisitors, neither can succeed until the Dream Scourge is ended. We are only beginning to see its effects here in Dawnshore, but the closer to the center of the island you go, the worse it gets. That bear you and the ambassador encountered in the Strangle Route isn't even the worst of it. And the tide of this soul plague is rising higher every day.
Okay. How do the Paradisians feel about us?
For all that I complain about this backwater, there are good people here. Same as anywhere else. People who want to be able to walk to the market in the morning for their bread and eggs and know they won't be mugged. People who like it when the mail comes on time, and their skates are made from real copper, and their neighborhood peeping Tom ends up in the stocks. Those people, good and honest people, who pay their debts and honor their contracts and remember to thank the gods, they like us a lot.
Okay. Well, the people who try to kill me.
The Resistance, as such, are largely a group of misfits and criminals intent on undermining the rule of law. They take out loans with small Adiran banking houses and do not pay them, then assault the bankers who attempt to collect. They agree to contracts with families in Adir seeking homes, and when their ships arrive, promptly abandon them. When we levy a small tax to fund the repair of city roads, they set our counting house on fire. And when our fishermen return to port, they board their ships and sink them.
That's certainly one way to characterize them. It's not exactly wrong, but it's not exactly right either.
For decades, people like them ruled this city through fear. We imposed order, and now they oppose us. You, unfortunately, were caught in the crossfire.
Okay, it's interesting. View of what's happening here.
I'm an open book.
The Eppos didn't have time to brief me on the living lands. What do I need to know?
There's a lot of ground to cover. Could you be more specific?
Okay. How the living lands and Ada compare on the map.
Ah, the age-old question. Who's bigger? Adir is, naturally, by a wide margin. And were we at the Cartographers Guild in High Crown, I could show you on one of their globes. As it is, we must make do in the theater of our minds.
By the lands have the relation,
The
okay.
living lands are located in the far north of Aora. Adir is southwest of the living lands, situated along the equator.
About the weather, terrain. I need to know what
The
to
living
expect.
lands are more arid than Adir, and the island is more prone to storms. But its many deep valleys protect the various townships from the worst of the weather. Topographically speaking, the living lands are a place of extremes. Deep inland, mountains rise high enough to rival those of the White March, blanketed year-round in snow. While east of the volcano of Mount Forja is an acid sea that sinks far below the level of the ocean. The lands between them are riven with deep clefts in the earth and isolated by wastelands of sun-baked sand dunes.
Okay. Some other questions.
I'll share what I
Go
can.
on. Who is in power here?
There is no singular authority in the living lands.
Not yet, anyway.
I shudder to think what the living lands would look like under your rule.
Well, to start, there'd be a lot more brothels.
Charming. Power is invested in the leaders of the various townships scattered across the island. The largest are Fjord, Thirdborn, and Solace. None of which, I will note, are as safe and orderly as Paradis.
Okay, what should I know about Fjord?
Fjord Messeverno is located in a valley known locally as the Emerald Stair, named for the terraced rice paddies that cover its hillsides. It is our closest neighbor. The city, if you can call it that, was founded 50 years ago by animancers from the Valian Republics. Apparently, the laws governing animancy weren't lenient enough in the Republics. So the city's founders came to the Living Lands, where they could practice their discipline more freely. Currently, Fjord is governed by a man named Ignacy Vidaro. Rather inept to hear the ambassador talk about him. Fjord's farmers supply most of the grain and vegetables we eat here in Paradis. Or it did. Their shipments have been infrequent lately. Something about a blight in the fields. In any event, I believe that covers Fjord.
Alright. I don't know much about the Valian Republics.
The Valian Republics are a collection of city-states in the Eastern Reach, southeast of our former colony, the Deerwood. The Republics began life as colonies of the Grand Empire of Valia, hence the name. But as Grand Valia's economy collapsed, well, the colony saw an opportunity to escape the influence of the Empire of Origin, and they seceded, much as the Deerwood did from Adir. Now a mature confederation in their own right, the Republics have recently indulged their own expansionist ambitions in the Deadfire Archipelago. Through their merchants in the Valian Trading Company, the Republics will sell you anything you could ever wish to buy.
Up to and including people.
We should count ourselves lucky to have had no interest in the Living Lands. In a struggle between our Emperor and the Republic's great dukes, well, I doubt we would come out on top. But if anyone asks, I was not the one who told you that.
Okay, good to know. What's the story with Thirdborn?
Everything you need to know about Thirdborn is in its name. It was founded by the Thirdborn children of Rawatai, Navy dropouts, smugglers, and hands for hire. Almawa and Orleans, mostly.
Home, sweet home.
You're free to go back any time you like.
I like my current circumstances just fine, thanks.
They are people, in short, who couldn't cut it in the civilized world, and had to make room on the margins. Unfortunately, they are currently besieged by the Dream Scourge. We have sent some troops to lend what help we can, and the mayor, Temerity, was appropriately grateful, but I don't know how long they'll hold out.
Okay. I could stand to more about Rautai.
Rawatai is one of the old empires, every bit as storied as Grand Valia or our native Adir. If Adir is to the southwest of the Living Lands, Rawatai is to the southeast. And unlike our home, their small continent is racked by terrible storms. This is due, or rather, was due, to the island's proximity to Andra's mortar, the unending super hurricane that once hid the ancient city of Ukaizo. Rawatai is largely peopled by Almawa, descended from those who fled the Deadfire Archipelago centuries ago, when Andra pulled the moon, Ioni Brather, into the sea. They are an aggressive, militant culture, and personally I find their obsession with gunpowder rather quaint. They are also our chief rivals on the world stage.
I don't think they see it that way.
No?
Well, as far as Navy brass is concerned, Adir doesn't really rate.
Now you're just making things up.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we don't think about you at all.
Okay, what can you tell me about Solace?
Solace is, what is there to say, really?
Yeah, they tend to have that effect on people.
The trouble is, I don't know much about Solace. Nobody does. They are an isolationist community of Pagrunan dwarves who live in the forbidding ways of Galawain's tusks. They don't let outsiders into their lands, and they don't let their people out of them.
Some folks get out from time to time, but They can't ever go back. And the ones who survive aren't eager to talk about their experiences.
People aside, the land itself is incredibly hostile. The island's volcano, Mount Forja, rests at the heart of the region, and it's recently become active. Half the land is lava rock, and the other half is, well, literally lava. I don't know why anyone lives there. I have to assume they're all insane.
You have no idea.
That was good. Okay, what can you tell me about those Pagrunan dwarves?
Naturally. The Pagrunan are a unique community of mountain dwarves originating in Old Valia. As a people, they've made their name as explorers, builders, miners. No doubt you've seen their ruins in your travels, here, back home in Adir, and all across the world. They maintain a rich tradition of oral storytelling, chanted magics, and ritual carving, which they take great pains to record and transmit across their various communities. Even the most physically isolated Pagrun is not alone. Somewhere, one of their people is thinking of them and planning an expedition. Abidan must cherish them.
You sound like you admire them.
I suppose I do.
Huh.
By all means.
Okay, let's hear about the Inquisitor.
Consider yourself lucky. Inquisitor Ludwine is the commander of the Steel Garrote in Paradis. Were you to ask her, she'd say she keeps the peace. But she doesn't keep it so much as prosecute it. As ruthlessly as the ambassador will let her. She's also a veteran of the Steel Garrote's campaign in the Deathfire, where she died.
She's a Death Guard. Well, that explains a lot.
I don't know what happened to her there, but I suppose Wodika wasn't done with her yet.
We had a dead guard standing watch over the archives of Baganil. What was Ludwin like before she became the dead guard? What do you know about Stilgarrots? Let's go with this one.
Cryptic Neil! I remember him fondly.
How did you manage to remember, huh?
I took every upper-level course the university offered on memory and recall to circumvent the Walian glamour on him. And even then, it only barely worked. I had to look at him out of the corner of my eye and half cross them while thinking of something dreadfully boring like, grimoire repair. On the upside, it's made me an exceptional clerk. But that's neither here nor there. We were discussing death guards.
Yes, we were.
Death guards are surpassingly rare. Some of the secretaries who traveled without dignitaries in the Deathfire spoke of one named Iser, a devotee of Berith, who guards the hanging sepulchres there. But I have heard of none others except those I've read about in the histories. They are people, most often paladins or priests, so devoted to a cause that they simply refuse to pass on to the wheel when they die. Their soul haunts their body. The passion required to sustain them devours their flesh, and they swiftly turn to bone. I've never read a history nor tale of a death guard that did not end with them going quite mad. When they lose their capacity to care for anything but their cause, they cannot love. And when they cannot love, they cannot be merciful. And so everything before them becomes only an obstacle.
Okay. That is not good news. Let's hear about her.
I only met her once. She was a mid-level member of the Steel Garrote then, chasing oathbreakers who'd fled Adiran law. She'd come back to the Imperial Archives to borrow a map to a place called Oathbinder's Sanctum. I remember she was furious because the map was quite poor. She worried about finding the place, about properly executing her duty to her god. She wanted, I think, to do a good job. So, while clearly she has changed, in some sense, I'd say she's much the same.
So she's religious. Okay. What do we know about Stilgarrots?
Think upon your promises. and die. That's the litany of the Steel Garrote, usually said right before they kill you. They're an order of paladins born and bred in Adir, though clearly they've found plenty of work beyond our borders. Their remit is simple but comprehensive. They punish all who break their oaths. In practice, that has historically meant contracts. One lord or merchant will hire the Steel Garrote to bring a duplicitous rival to justice.
Fun bunch. What are they doing in Paradis?
Since the events in the Deadfire, their operations have expanded. The Steel Garrote has always been associated with Wodaka. Now, they are explicitly her order. And they go wherever Wodaka's priests, or Wodaka herself, believes there is a need for them to go. The Living Lands are a dangerous, lawless frontier in sore need of order. Thus, they are here. Or so the Steel Garrote say.
Wodaka, goddess of vengeance. Though they've chosen a challenging patron. Yeah, and she's a zealot now. Religious zealot. Let's continue with that.
Do you think so? I've always found her inflexibility comforting. Wodaka's edicts are clear. If you obey her laws, pursue justice, punish the guilty, and give fealty to the Emperor, then you have pleased her, and I aim to please. But Wodaka does not trust. She demands that you declare yourself for her again and again. Her every request is a test, and her every test is an opportunity to disappoint her. I appreciate a god who makes you work for their grace. I don't want anything given to me for free.
I'd like to ask something else.
Of course.
I'm at a Watcher, a straight expedition. I'd like to know more about them. Yeah.
Oh, I hope it wasn't that charlatan in Hightown. She's an absolute menace. That the militia puts up with her is a testament to how unfit they are to run this city. Right. Not what you asked. Anyway, Watchers are individuals capable of perceiving souls. The soul may be in a living body, or it may simply be lingering, waiting to pass into the in-between. In either case, interacting with a soul allows a Watcher to glimpse a person's past lives or their most deeply buried memories. Watchers are incredibly rare, and in Adir, highly controlled. Many people wish to know who they were in a previous life, and do not like what they learn.
Yeah, we've seen that.
The smart ones stay hidden. They do not announce their powers, perhaps not even to themselves. Even a careful Watcher risks inadvertently revealing themselves by knowing something they shouldn't know. Of the ones that are public, little is concretely known. But we hear things. They make good judges in Wodaka's courts, so long as they're controlled. The lords, it's rumored, buy and sell them to collect blackmail on their enemies. But I suspect many Watchers are imprisoned or executed, or simply kill themselves.
That is interesting. Why? Why? I mean, we know why they're being used, but okay, let's ask why Watchers are Watchers dangerous?
A Watcher doesn't need your cooperation or consent to read your soul. They could learn everything about you, terribly damaging things about your parentage, for example, or things you did in a past life, without you ever knowing. You see how this could threaten the established order, undermine our betters' right to rule.
Yeah, but that's just one side to it. Imagine how a Watcher feels, knowing what a threat they are to the status quo. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be keen on kings and emperors wanting me dead. Sounds like a lot of hassle.
Don't sell yourself short, Kai. I don't doubt you're an expert in people wanting you dead.
You're not wrong.
I rarely am. In any case, the Watcher is fundamentally a tragic figure. Of the few that survive our world, most are destined to go mad.
Could I become? I don't think so, but let's ask.
Yes and no.
Oh, yes.
So far as I understand it, a Watcher is born a Watcher. But it takes an event, often something shocking or traumatic, to bring a Watcher's powers to the fore. So you may be a Watcher, or I may be, or Kai, and we might not even know.
Oh, that is interesting. Are there famous watchers I should know about?
Well, the Watcher of Cadnua is legendary. It was their castle Aethys destroyed when he began his campaign of terror in the Dead Fire. Oh, by the Queen, I hope I get to meet them someday. In terms of local interest, you'll have heard of Runid, of course. And there was Ida. You may not know about her. She was a Watcher from the Living Lands. I believe she was an Orlan. She must have died, 150 years ago. Slain by a great serpent, gods treat kindly with her soul. Doubtless there are others, but most don't meet a good end.
Okay, I cannot ask this, so...
By all means.
What else? You're the ambassador secretary. What's he like? Yeah, I kind of know what's he like. I don't like him.
Well, you'll notice I'm nearly always here. If that man sleeps, I don't know about it. He wouldn't say, but I believe he relied on the Claviger far more than he lets on. And without the Claviger's steady hand at the rudder, the ambassador's struggling just to bail water from the sinking ship that is Paradis.
Claviger Aemon might have tolerated a little more chaos than the ambassador liked, but he kept this place humming. He's not someone you can easily replace, and not with one man alone.
It's a difficult job. The pressure sometimes gets the better of him. But if he loses his temper now and then, I can't blame him for it. Better him than me.
Okay. What's he like when he's not working?
He doesn't know what to do with himself. You know, in our first days here, he'd often walk to the end of the docks at sunrise. The work was done, the embassy was closed, and he'd still be wearing the same clothes he'd slept in at his desk. And he'd just stare out over the sea. He always seemed dissatisfied back then. I suppose, years later, he still does.
You don't want his job? Oh, doesn't seem like anybody would.
Be serious. Most of us here didn't get sent to the frontier because we were anybody's favorite. The longer I'm here, the more likely the people who matter are to forget me. And I'd actually like to get back to High Crown someday. Get married, have a few kids, take the civil exams, and settle into a permanent clerkship.
I guess there are worse ways to spend a life.
Like rotting in this embassy.
I don't think there's anything else, but let's see.
I'm an open book.
No.
Should you ever need me, I will be here. Safe travels, Envoy.
I will remember that. That was very...
Envoy, is it really you?
Okay. That is the ambassador. Okay, let's talk to the ambassador now. Oh, wait, there's another book. Adarian dialects. The sun does not set on Adarian language. Those of us who commune with this proud language, or some derivation of it, populate every corner of Eora. Most of us who speak this wonderful tongue know it is as Adarian, but scholars and those obsessed with correctness often qualify it as a modern or a contemporary Adarian. This is to contrast the language you and I speak today with Eld Adarian, the old elven language that was spoken in the Adarian Empire back before the pioneer settlers of the Direwood built their longships. Okay. I'm not gonna read all of this. Sorry. Letter to the Inquisitor. Inquisitor, I have been in Emerald Stair long enough to confirm our worst suspicions. The people of Fjormes in Iverno care not for the laws of mortals or gods. Animancy and the folk magic are peddled in defiance of Woodica. Their crimes are innumerable, their ways of life intolerable. All is not lost. Politically, they are unstable, too focused on themselves to notice us, our eager hands tightening the garrote. We await your order, your friend in the forest. Ah, so they trying to steer some trouble there. Ooh, there's another one. Ambassador Halgard's journal. I must admit, it is proving impossible to build diplomatic relations. The locals have a natural distrust of outsiders, and we have nothing they want. Inquisitor Ludwin believes that time and pressure will prevail. Would that I shared her confidence. Ludwin, under her gaze, I feel scrutinized down to the bone, picked apart like carrion, and stared through by a pair of cold, motionless eyes that have glimpsed too far beyond the veil, reducing me to some depraved pilgrim who prays only for her ossified claws to work their way under my skin, liberating me from this pathetic envelope until at last we are bound together as a skeletal pair, limbs intertwined not as two beings but as one. Oh, there is no shame in being attracted to power. Nevertheless, I must keep such feelings to myself, lest they be met with revulsion, or worse, enthusiasm. Oh, ambassador. Oh, there is something else. Unsent letter. Claviger ailment. I know the blighting of this strangle root is a cause for concern, but I must strongly discourage any trade deal that involves buying additional crops from Fjormes Inverna. We cannot endorse the blasphemous trade of animacy, much less welcome it to our dinner tables. Alright, it's time to talk to Ambassador.
I can't believe you're alive. When they dragged you to Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel?
I've considered chartering boat. No, I don't say that. Ready to get to work. I've come back from the dead. This is actually a little funny. So who killed me? Oh! This is very nice. Let's go with this one.
Not even death can slow you down, I see. But we'll return to the topic of your untimely demise shortly. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. Did the Emperor send you with anything for me? Your writ of commission, perhaps?
I'll give him the Emperor's missive. What's the trouble? Glad to finally be rid of this thing. Here you are. It's just formality, so here you are, Ambassador.
Very good. I'm eager to see what our Emperor intends. Now, His Majesty names you a loyal servant of the Adiran Empire, and an extension of the throne's authority. Thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation.
Ooh, I'm blocking both. His Majesty is concerned the Crown's efforts in the Living Lands could be jeopardized by this Rimscourge and sent me to investigate. Let's go with investigate.
And I can't think of anyone more suited for the job. You've seen how wild the Living Lands has become, both in nature and in politics. Sometimes I think the island has a mind of its own. No sooner had you arrived than you found yourself at the center of our troubles.
You're referring to how I healed the Adra in the strangle root. Maybe it was something to do with godlike. I also found an arrow in my gut. No, intellect.
Well, not to mention your abrupt and untimely death. This embassy has no shortage of political foes, but the dream scourge is what keeps me up at night. You've seen firsthand what it can do in nature. We can't let it reach the cities.
Okay, resolve. I get at the bottom, yeah. Then we better work together, assuming it's not already here. You should have sent for me sooner. It might be too late. Dream Scourge, where did the name come from anyway? I think I go with resolve.
Thank you, Envoy. The island is in capable hands. Inquisitor Ludwig thinks the plague is a distraction. She's more concerned about these local rebels fighting against the Empire.
I assume those are the people responsible for my death, and you're not. As you should be. Tell me about the rebels. Is the living was all this trouble? I go with perception.
At least rebels know the meaning of negotiation and compromise. But a plague kills indiscriminately. Though, even I must admit, the rebels have gone too far. They've sabotaged our work, killed our soldiers, and the final straw, attacked you out in the open.
They seem to have it out for us specifically. Do you know why? This doesn't speak well to your diplomacy. I don't think I'm gonna go with this. Why go after me? I just got here. Killing me was bold. Some blatant disrespect. No. Seem to have it out for us. Do you know why? Yeah.
Something about a labor dispute gone wrong, I think. The Steel Garrote got involved, and it turned quite ugly.
A lot of disputes arise because people here have a strong aversion to being told what to do.
I won't lie to you, Envoy. Our position is tenuous. If we can't even defend ourselves, how are we to defend the living lands? But defend it we must, for the sake of everyone who calls this island home. Inquisitor Ludwig demands that someone hang for the attempt on your life. These Paradisan rebels must face justice.
So where is she? The Rim Scourge is my top priority. Sounds like she's the one who's really in charge. I'll be one to decide the punishment, if any. Okay. Actually, this is a very good answer. Yeah, I'll be the one. I'm the extension of the Emperor's will, as such. So I'll be the one.
The choice is yours, as will be the consequences. All I ask is that you use your best judgment.
Not many get a chance to solve their own murder, you know. I know someone who could help. A dwarven tracker named Marius. Kith or beast, there's little he can't find. He's staying at the Grinning Ballarrock, not far from Liviana's infirmary. We just take the main road east to the market, then head down the stairs and cross the canal. Rough part of town, even by the standards of Paradis.
The tracker? We're not hunting deer? No, you've proven to be capable. What can he do that he can't? Oh, okay. Let's ask him.
Blend in, for one thing. Marius is from the Tusks, about the harshest and remotest place the gods ever created, even by the standards of the living lands.
Trickery, lies. The gods did not build this place.
Let's just say no one survives out there without picking up a few skills, the kind we'll need if we're going to find hidden assassins. Especially if they're from the streets of Paradis.
I suggest you recruit as many allies as you can, but choose carefully. They, like you, will represent the Empire. Oh, before you go, we received a report from Liviana about your condition. Apparently, you're in fine shape. Once your killer has been dealt with, you can come and go as you please. Remember, the assassin is out there. You have the element of surprise. I suggest you use it.
My colleagues are never going to believe this. Let's get on with it. Kainet, you by my side. Can I count on you? Wish me luck. This sounds weak. I don't want to say that. My colleagues never gonna believe this. Let's get on with it, yeah.
We'll talk more of the Dream Scourge when you return. Until then, Envoy.
How about we start with Marius at the Grinning Balrog? Besides, I could use a drink after all this.
Alright, very good. We're now level 6. I've seen all that. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Wish that
Oh,
sawbones would hurry up. I gotta get back to him. No one else is
let's
coming to
talk
help.
to this guy.
It's really you. I mean, we all heard the Emperor sent a godlike, but I didn't never think I'd get to meet you. You are the Envoy, aren't you? I bow, but I think I dislocated my shoulder, and I might have broken some ribs.
You're like a bird tried to have you for lunch. Do you need me to find you a healer? I just met one. Lie. Bear.
My brother Cadman and I ran into some trouble exploring a temple north of the city. Bears and traps and guards. What else? The floor collapsed from under us. He couldn't walk too well, and yet our captain wanted to keep going, so he sent me back for help. We're with a team from the Free Expedition Corps. We've seen a lot, but no place like this. I fear for their lives, Envoy.
Say no more. Go after. These temples aren't dangerous. Raiding Expedition Corps. I think I heard you. What is this Expedition Corps? Let's ask.
We don't make it to the High Crown Court much. Something about dirt on the throne room rug. We mostly operate out of the Cartographers Guild. At least it's cozier than the soldiers' barracks. And they let me copy their maps. Most of the places we go aren't as treacherous as this temple, though.
Okay, this temple. What are you going? What are you doing there? Yeah, let's find out.
It's built on ruins, and the ruins are falling apart. Because of the roots, you know, and the earthquakes. We're looking for the man who built the temple, someone the locals call the Oracle. He's well, he's like you, a godlike.
Oh, would nice to find him. But the gods recalled nearly all of my kin during Eota's march. Okay, say no more. A godlike of whom? Scholar.
All the gods but one, I guess. Because this Oracle, he belongs to Aethys. And if the rumors are true, he's the very last of his kind.
Take it from me. Around here, the rumors always have some truth to them.
We just want to talk to him. That's why we went down there. Now my brother's hurt, and my team's in danger, and I'm stuck here and...
Take it easy, kid.
Sorry. Everyone at the embassy's too busy to help me, and I'm worried sick.
I can spare the time. Yeah, I will definitely go and find what's going on. Especially knowing that there is another godlike involved. Okay, ask this question. Why does the expedition Corps need to speak to a godlike?
This Oracle, he set himself up in a godless ruin. Turned it into a temple to Aethys, right? Supposedly, he built the whole place up just to house a holy relic. A bone from Aethys' Titan.
Wait, you mean the God's Titans? At Kaiser? That's ridiculous, are you sure? A bone from what? Okay, I'm the scholar. Let's
Exactly.
do
But
this.
how do you know about that? I don't remember seeing you at one of our lectures.
Braganil has the archive for expedition journals and newsletters. Yep.
I didn't think anyone read those. I used to haunt those stacks as a first year. Before I got recruited to expeditions, I mean. Yeda, our captain, she believes these Titan skeletons are what's left of the gods' physical bodies. They used to get up and walk around. And this godlike, he's got a piece of the one that belonged to Aethys. That's what my team is down there to confirm, anyway.
Okay. Oh, what does your team intend to do? Yeah. Actually, I'm not interested. I'm probably gonna take the relic, so let's ask Kai.
Not much. He doesn't get out often. But I've heard he's hundreds of years old and only speaks to godlikes. So, he probably hasn't seen much company in a while. Can't say I blame him. People still fault Aethys for the Saints' War, and that was 25 years ago. If I were the earthly avatar of everyone's least favorite god, I'd go into hiding too.
If nobody wants him here, then he should leave.
Okay. Alright, I might as well ask, what does your team intend to do with the relic?
Well, if that relic really is what it's said to be, and if it can heal the sick like it's said to do, it can't stay here. Not in some dank hole in this mouldering backwater. Not when it can help our people with the Dream Scourge. Or help people back home who deserve it more. And yet is determined to get that relic, no matter the risks. The rewards are just too great.
But
Envoy, I'm afraid it's a lie. And they're all going to die down there for nothing.
Okay, I will go.
Gods, do you mean it? I can't thank you enough. They descended into the temple through a route off the Pilgrim's Path, just north of the city. You'll know you're headed the right way when you see trail markers and rock stacks the Pilgrims left behind. We posted a guard out front, Sedgwin. Let her know I sent you, and she'll let you pass.
Well reported, okay. Look for some rock piles, say hello. Who are these pilgrims? Okay, who are these pilgrims?
Well, I gather they were folks who worshipped Aethys. And they'd come to this temple from all over the living lands to pray, or be healed, or to ask forgiveness. But Aethys isn't too popular these days, so...
So, most people don't go there anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Anything else?
This oracle. I don't know if he's dangerous, but he's supposed to carry a sword full of diamonds. I'll probably never get to see it now.
Okay. Well reported. You're going with this. There's not much that doesn't change anything what I say.
Especially my brother, Cadman. Don't forget him. You'll probably find the expedition with the relic we were searching for. Whatever that is. Thank you for hearing me out, Envoy.
Okay. No problem, boy. This is the entrance. This is where I was shot.
An interesting day so far. An
Scholar.
interesting day indeed.
Let's talk to the scholar.
Well, I'll be chomped by a Zarep queen. You're that godlike from the docks.
Yes, I am.
I can't believe my luck. Nothing all year, and then boom, interesting strangers just falling out of the sky.
Who else? I've seen a crew of dwarven smugglers. Sounds like you've had other visitors, okay. Let's start with that.
Indeed, a young dwarf and his crew stopped by. Seemed agitated, like they were afraid of someone.
It seems odd that they would come to a scholar. Do you know what they were looking for? I can think of a lot of reasons. Sapiente the Father doesn't seem that scary to me. Okay, let's go with the first one.
They were asking all sorts of people. Seems like I was the only one willing to really speak to them. They were asking where they could find luminous Ardra, of all things. Can't imagine what they'd needed it for. I said they were most likely out of luck, but I might know somewhere they might find some if they looked hard enough.
Huh. It's rare outside of Deadfire. Where did you send them? I assume someplace remote. So they're planning to steal some Adra. Okay, the first one.
Well, well, you've done your reading. You're exactly right. Not long ago, a group of animancers looked to carry out some experiments into teleportation. They carried their instruments and a healthy supply of luminous Adra to the island of Castel's Folly. It's possible there's some still there.
Then we need to go there. I assume experiment went poorly, you are Darian, but you seem to know a lot of animancy. Seems ill-advised to us. Castle. It seems ill-advised to do any kind of experiments at a place called Castel's Folly. Good one. Let's go with that.
That island has all sorts of stories about it. Most of them are about people who sprained an ankle and blamed it on spirits. People have died there, that much is for sure. Some think that makes it a nexus for soul energy. I know better than to test it. Question, why are you looking for those sailors? Did the Valian captain send you?
We just want to make sure they're okay. What Valian captain are you talking about? Okay, we're after the Adra. It's none of the business. I'll ask this about you and animancy later, but what captain are you talking about?
I don't know much, but one of the smugglers whispered the name Captain Bardato and spit on the ground. The name sounded Valian to me. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
Have you seen this captain? We're after Luminous. Okay, have you seen this captain?
Oh no. I imagine a Valian sea captain knows better than to spend time among all these Adiran soldiers. The folks you're looking for are probably getting themselves killed searching for Adra that probably isn't there. I can tell you wouldn't listen to me if I warned you not to go to Castel's Folly, so I wish you luck.
Huh. That was interesting. Let's see if she still wants to talk about the animancy. Oh, I've missed my chance. Okay. So this is the main entrance. What's here?
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make sure that wouldn't be found.
And we have a chest. I like finding chests. The Hans Occult. What is this? Oh, I had that before, I think. Yeah. Okay. Not that interesting anymore. Grenade, and audit of confiscated goods. To be held until further notice. Boot knife, white leaf sword, arrows. Seen more weapons this week than in the past 2 months combined. Should report to Captain Senric. Is this organized? What is Paradis planning here? Oh. There is more contraband coming, and actually dangerous contraband. Okay. So we've got a few things we can do. We can
Envoy,
explore.
got a situation over here.
Oh. Alright. Tradesperson. Let's see.
Oh, good. You came over. Glad to see you're up and about.
For fuck's sake, can we move this along? I don't have all day.
I wasn't about to let a few assassins keep me down. Can we talk later? Alright. That's been nice for now.
I'm glad. I hate to admit it, but the guards could use your help. Most of us are off searching for the ones who attacked you. That leaves us short-handed, so people like her try to sneak in. I caught this one, but I have to check her cart for contraband. There's a lot to dig through.
Okay, let's help her out. Ah! There is grenades. There you are.
Find anything?
This grenade. Yeah, you shouldn't be bringing grenades to the city.
I knew you were hiding something. You'd better have an ironclad explanation for this.
I don't know anything. Someone's trying to set me up.
Thanks for the help, Envoy. I think I can handle it from here.
Of course she doesn't know anything. That was interesting encounter. And nothing here. Alright. Let's see what else I can do. What about here? I don't think I can climb there. And here?
I just don't get it. It's like there's something in the soil this year.
Nothing. Okay. What? What's in the soil? What this? There's nothing there. Still nothing. Alright, let's see on the map what I'm actually can be looking for. So this is bandit. Oh, I can claim my reward for the Yellowbands. And I've got Untimely End. Find Marius. Bring the supplies to the refugees. Okay, I can finish this quest. Where's this guy that I found the map for? Quest. Oh, there is quest available. Okay. And he. Oh, that's. That castle's folly. Okay. Anything else? Oh, this is another one. Ralga. Alright, okay, so and this is another one as well. Aderian expedition team. So still got a bunch of land here that I didn't check. And here as well. Alright, let's go claim the rewards. Oh. Can I find something there interesting? Or is it just to tease me? No. There must be some... Oh. Look at that. That's a bow. Oh, there's some enemies here. Oh!
Here we... Hey! Over here! Nice shot! That all you had? Guess the deer and discipline doesn't apply to pest control.
Okay, that was
Another
easy.
win, but who's counting?
Can I burn this?
And rough!
Not really, okay. What else is here? Oh, I can climb here. There is something on the roof maybe. Oh, and I can climb all the way up there. Oh, okay. Let's first find what's going on here. Because this... This looks like I could go through there. Okay. Kai.
Stand back.
Did us. Maybe oh.
Aye, aye.
Okay, looks like I've got more enemies here.
I don't think the
There
new
you are.
owners like company.
No.
Beyond seek. Good one. And roll.
That was too quick. Oh, and I could have... Huh, I know where I am. Excuse me, Kai. Oh, we need to clear this place now that we killed all the spiders. Let's make sure that I collect everything, right? There should be some goodies here. Oh, there's more. Ah, spider leg, thank you. This is where I came from. But it looks like I can go through here. Okay. Oh! Nice. Nice. We'll have a shortcut now. If we find ourselves on the other side. Okay, cool. Not this way. Come on, what are you doing? This way. Oh, wait. I was going to go up there. Alright, here. What about this other side? No, that's collapsed. I shouldn't go there. Okay, nothing here. Nothing here. But we can go further. It seems like there is more. Yeah, right. Same like with the lighthouse. There should be more to it than meets the eye. Oh, we can hear something. There is something hidden here. There's a backpack. Just gloves, not much. Can I go up there? Maybe not. Maybe not. Can I? Come on, why cannot jump on this? Maybe I cannot. I really feel like I can climb there. Damn it. Am I gonna fall? That would be a long fall. Alright. I'll give up. Nothing else here.
Wouldn't want their diplomats going hungry or sober.
Nothing here, okay. Oh yes, I'm going to claim the bounty. Here's our guy, bounty master.
Welcome back, Envoy.
Yeah, I've got the bounty.
Show it here. It's a shame it had to be like this. Desperate times can drive good kith to do terrible things. Be safe out there. You hear?
Well, yeah, okay, it gives me something to do. Alright, what else? I've got new quest. Actually, it's been over an hour. So let's finish this episode here. I've claimed the bounty, I spoke with Ambassador. I've climbed the walls. So let's finish this here and then we can go. Yeah, we can do the escape plan and find the Marius. Find Marius, actually we can find him right after that. And then maybe go the escape plan. Alright. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.